Welcome to a new edition of Sun Vibes, where you get to discover your true authentic self. I'm your host, Ayasha Robeson, and on today's episode, I'll be talking about some ways in your household that you can help the energy flow so you can get more abundance, more prosperity, more money, more wealth, more success, and all the things that you do. So, for those who don't know, I am a certified spiritual life coach and also a color therapist. Yay, I just got another certification. So I'm all about the permanent behavior change and really changing the way you think and feel about yourself and life in general. So last year, I talked a lot about abundance and prosperity. And as we're in 2023, it's all about the same thing, but also 10 times over. So this is the number of the seven, and seven is the number of completion. So whatever you were doing in 2022 will be completed abundantly and prosperously 10 times over in 2023. So these are some things that I recently got into my household. I actually am a plant lover. I have a whole bunch of plants, but for some reason I keep on, I don't know what's going on with the money trees or my jade plants, but for some reason they're not doing very well, and I have not been able to keep them alive for very long periods of time. Maybe it's just the energy in my house. For some reason, those two plants just cannot sustain. So right now we're in the season of winter here in the United States. So recently I went into this place called the Zen Shop, and it's actually located in Hackensack, New Jersey. Shout out to the Zen Shop. I've been a customer of theirs for maybe about a good 5 or 6 years. So the owner of the shop, she is Chinese. I believe she is Chinese, but she practiced Feng Shui. So I have been able to talk to her about Feng Shui and what things I can actually get that can let the energy flow very well inside my house as well, because I'm all about that prosperity and energy and attracting that abundance, not just within me, but also within my space as well. So I recently went to the Zen shop back in December. I saw this money tree and I was like, oh, what is this? So the young lady said to me, oh, it's a feng shui money tree. Isn't this pretty and cute? I believe it was about 40 something dollars at the Zen shop. I'm not sure if they have it on their website or not, but you're supposed to put this tree southeast corner of your house. If you practice south feng shui, you would know what the southeast corner is. If you don't, you can always use a compass, download the compass app on your phone, and it will be able to show you the southeast corner of your house of where this money tree is supposed to go. And as you can see, it has a whole bunch of coins on this money tree, and I definitely love it, and it's been prosperous for me since I have gotten it. And the second one is actually, I saw this plant a while ago, actually, probably like about 4 or 5 years ago. And this is a jade plant, but this is stone plant. So this plant is made out of stone. So this plant is feng shui. I kind of figured it was based off of this and that. Um, I really couldn't figure out where to place this when it comes to feng shui in the map. So I just put it where my energy told me. So I have it on the windowsill next to all my other plants. This is the only plant that's not quote unquote a live plant. It's still live. It's just not like a plant. Like I don't have to water it, but it is a live plant because it's a stone and jade is a stone and it's live and it does really good things. Because when we think about stones and plants, they do really good things when it comes to energy and negativity and prosperity and things of that nature. So I have this plant on my windowsill. It's a really nice plant. Now this plant costs about maybe like 300 and some odd dollars. It was a really good gift to myself, to me. And the way I kind of went about this plant is that when I would go into the Zen shop, I would actually forget about the plant. I was like, oh, that's a nice plant, or maybe I'm not going to buy it. I will buy something else. And then the last time I went into the Zen shop, I think it was in the end of November into December. And I said, if that plant is still here, I'll get it. Of course, I went to the shop, wasn't even thinking about the plant. I actually went to go get something else, and I was doing one last look, and guess what? Plant spoke to me and said, get it. So it's a great plant to hinder and just prosper on it. Anything that I get, I will say though, I always try to do not Palo Santo. This is not Palo Santo, but if you have Palo Santo, you can always um, remove all the energy. Because a lot of times when we purchase stuff from the store, this happened not to be the last money tree. However, this was the last jade plant. So what I like to do is, if to really get the energy and off of the plants or off of the things that I buy, is to either sage it or do Palo Santo. But I know some people live with other people and they can't do that. They just, the people that they live around don't like the smell of it. And they don't live by themselves. I live by myself, so I can do that. But I've grown from the sage and everything in Palo Santo, and I usually use salvia type. Now, if you're going to use sage, I always suggest that, oh, you can use a white sage or a desert sage to sage anything that you get from, like any type of store that you get it from, especially when it comes to crystals or stones or anything that you get. I also was saging food and stuff, because the items are on I'm just really into that. And maybe because the pandemic happened in 2020 and people were going Lysol crazy, and I wasn't, and I was like, I can't really use all these chemicals every day, all day. So I was going more into the natural products of the sage. So I kind of have flu shit with that. But if you're still in that saging, if that's where your energy is calling you to sage, then sage. My suggestion is use white or desert sage. Allow for your windows to be closed up to 20 minutes. And then when 20 minutes is up, open your windows, let all the sage air out within a good maybe 20 or 30 minutes. You can put your fan on to kind of help that process go a little faster. And then you do the Palo Santo, because the sage actually takes away the good and bad energy. And this Palo Santo brings brings that positive energy back, because you want the positive energy, you just don't want the negative energy, right? So if you can't do that and you live with other people, this is cellulite. You can take a cellulite. This is a good stone. It's a cleansing stone. Or clear quartz. Clear quartz could also be a cleansing stone as well. And it's a white stone like this. It may not look, it doesn't look like this, but it is a white, it's a white stone. So you can do that to it, clear out all the energy, of whatever you have. And then what I like to do too, anything that I have, I like to set of attention. So your attention can be a prayer, your attention can be whatever you desire. You can set your attention on it and let it go. Set your attention on the plant and let it go. And watch the manifestation happen unexpectedly. When I do it, I just set the attention and I leave from it, and things just start happening within the universe time, divine timing. So there you have it. You have two different plants, or I shouldn't say plants, these not really plants, but different types of things, or I should say different types of spiritual things that will help bring you abundance, prosperity, good fortune, financial freedom, and all those things that you want in 2023. So thank you for listening to this episode of Sun Vibes. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Stay tuned, be safe, and namaste.